All right, welcome into the Daily Fix with your host, Ron Hughley. Daily Fix presented by Foolish Club Media. As you see there in the little box where he rightfully belongs, there is Steve Serta. Look at us. We're both in hoodie weather, baby. I'll tell you, hey, it's been 95 out here the last 2 days, and now it's in the low 70s. There is nothing better that gets me going than a good fall weather. Oh, I'm turned on.
It was 38 this morning in Kansas City.
All
So
right, that's a little different. We grabbed about a 62 this morning, but you know, 74 is the high, so it's beautiful little hoodie weather out here. But look, we appreciate you however you're taking us in and you're riding with us as we always say. Thank you. You're listening to us on Twitter, X, whatever hell you call it. We appreciate it. Tell others if you're listening to us daily on YouTube. We appreciate that as well. As we've said, we're trying to grow. We are the slowest growing digital platform there is in the game today. But I think we're clearly moving in the right direction, and you can help us by going to our YouTube channel, Foolish Club Media, liking and subscribing as we're trying to hit landmarks there. So go ahead, like and subscribe, Foolish Club Media on our YouTube channel. If you do not do so, you are preventing my 3 children from eating. Not going to hold you too long. Damn you, Clark Hunt. Clark Hunt and his wife are taking away one of my real bucket list dreams right now. I'm telling you, I'm putting it out there, and I feel like I do have an in this, but one of my bucket list dreams in this world, Clark is taken from me. Also, Jerry Jones is a bitch, and we'll get to that. Not yet, sorry. No tease there, but let's start here. I'm reminded, Steve, of one of my favorite Outkast songs. And it just begins with damn, 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 damn. Damn. And I can see Ron Simmons somewhere saying it too. This Amari Cooper to the Bills. Devontae Adams, that ran across when we were doing the show yesterday. That's not a big deal to me. We talked about this here on Show and BK as well. Amari Cooper was the number one target to me. He made the most sense. I think you could see him be placed and run the similar routes and do some of the similar things that Rashee Rice could do. Or like BK said, have Juju there and have him on the outside to replace Justin Watson, whatever. I thought he was a perfect fit. Expiring contract, wasn't going to be forced to have him after next year if you didn't want him. And he only cost the Bills, a third and a sixth, and he's like $800,000 the rest of the way. Like, oh my God, everything made sense there. And to me, I think it's a huge, huge deal for all of the other AFC contenders that the Chiefs did not land Amari Cooper, because that fit made sense. Now, there are other guys like DeAndre Hopkins, Deontay Johnson, Mike Williams is going to be available now, Steve, it looks like, with the Jets, as he's going to be moving on. Like, those are now the top options that make the most sense right now. And I think Amari Cooper's a better fit, I think, as a player and financially than all the other guys. I don't understand how the Chiefs didn't like that deal. Steve, they got 2 third-round picks. They got 2 of them. And I don't know. I was really into the Amari Cooper thing. I don't know. Maybe they were into it. Maybe they have a different plan. I got to believe they're going to add a wide receiver, and a wide receiver that is more than the, Kadarius Toney that they did 2 years ago and the McCole Hardman that they did last year. I think a step above that. This one was disappointing to me.
yeah, I mean, Amari Cooper, I think, would have been the guy that you would have wanted to target. I think he was the best value on the trade block at wide receiver. But I just don't think after the last 2 seasons that the Chiefs are, break glass in case of emergency team. Like, I just don't think that's how they operate. And they're just going to be like, well, maybe we get Hollywood back, probably planning on not having Rashee Rice at any point the rest of the way. And they're just going to figure out how to get it done. Now, if they bring in MVS, I'm going to be really annoyed, but
oh yeah, he's expendable, isn't he?
You could totally see them doing that. I just don't think that they're the kind of team, like the Bills desperately needed this. I don't think the Chiefs believe that they desperately need this, even though on paper it would seem that they desperately need somebody else in the wide receiver room.
So you don't think they're going to make a move? You don't like or a significant move. You think if they make a move, it's going to be in line with the McCole Hardman type move?
Yeah, I just don't think that the Chiefs are the type of team that is going to overextend themselves in any way out of desperation. Like, I just don't think that's how they operate.
But is this overextending? Is that overextending?
I think that they view it that way, like the way that they rebuilt the defense with draft picks. I think that they really value them. And it's tough to do business with the Chiefs because nobody else in the league wants to see the Chiefs succeed or help them out in any way. So I think the Chiefs are like, yeah, but maybe their asking price is higher for us than other teams, so we're just not going to do it. Now, there's always all these reports around trade deadline time. Oh, Chiefs are keeping tabs on this. Chiefs are checking in. Like, sure they are, but they never seem to really get anything done outside of, Kadarius Toney a couple of years ago, McCole Hardman last year. Like, it's things that are easy values for them to be like, okay, we'll go ahead and do that. But they never are going to do it. Like Deontay Johnson, yeah, he would be a perfect fit for what the Chiefs need right now. I just don't know why the Panthers would be willing to trade him after trading for him this offseason and then moving on from him immediately when they're actually starting to play kind of well with Andy Dalton.
Yeah, but it's because it's with Andy Dalton. I mean, they're not going anywhere. And Deontay Johnson's a 2-year contract he signed with them. And if you can get a third, to me, the Panthers are idiotic to not make that move to add to their team, because I don't think Deontay Johnson is going to potentially be there whenever it is in 17 years when they become good. So I like that one to me makes sense. Like you said, you don't think they're in a place of desperation, and you've named those other Kadarius Toney and Hardman moves. I think we're in a different place right now. I think we're in a different place because you got Watson and Juju who have got to be players for you. And it's not the same Travis Kelce as it is in the past. I don't think he's fallen completely off, but it is not the dominant version of him. So they've got to make a move. I'm just disappointed because that made sense. All right. Jerry Jones, he a wild boy, Steve. And I'm telling you, if you missed it at all yesterday, Jerry Jones, who clearly had a difficult 82nd birthday following that 47-9 shellacking he took at the hands of the Detroit Lions, and the Detroit Lions doing it with trying to throw wide receiver fades to their tackles and hooking ladders when they're up 30. Very disrespectful. But Jerry was in a bad place. So Jerry goes on to 105.3 The Fan, and Shan Sharif and RJ Choppy. They're guys that Sean and RJ are guys he has done this with for over a decade. They know him. If you missed it, he said, and I quote, "Your job isn't to let me go over all the reasons that I did something. That's not your job. I'll get somebody else to ask these questions." And then they kind of chuckled, and he came back in. No, I'm not kidding. And then he doubled and tripled down on it later on with Diana Rossini, Steve, and said, "Hey, I can take questions, but I'm not taking questions like that from guys I pay for." Whoa, Judge. First off, I know Jerry don't pay them, but I do know that Jerry can't get fired, which is absolutely a bitch move from Jerry Jones. It's a sucker move. And Steve, I will tell you right now, I pray and I wish to God that happened to me. I wish that I was one of them in that situation, because Jerry, you can't. These guys have been made. We need a moment like this. We need a moment like these guys have been made. Even if you try to fire them, they are going to get action. This has made them even bigger than they are. I bet I did. I got up this morning to listen to them. this morning because I want to hear when they were going to address it. So Jerry, it was a real punk move, and I can't stand a bully that's just going to swing his little weight around the big stick because he can do it. It's messed up, but damn, it's not at all a bad day for those guys because their profiles were all raised. Good for y'all.
The Cowboys are a poorly run organization right now. Like,
what he's just naming, what he's just saying, what he's saying. Yeah,
I mean, they are. Like, I don't know if it's because Jerry's getting up there in age and he's just lost it now, or he's penny pinching for when he decides to step away from football. But all he does is hold out until he has to overpay the guys that you draft and develop. And then all he does is complain about how much he's paying those players, which are the only reason that the Cowboys are relevant at all. Like, they're a bad team with a bad coach and a bad owner.
Steve, he said, we're not going to do anything at the trade deadline. We're just going to stay that.
He's like, Dak, you wanted that money? Go be Patrick Mahomes and carry the team on your back. Like, that's what he's saying to Dak Prescott right now.
Good God, man. Jesus. Yeah, it's rough in Dallas. And now he's throwing fits against. Like, I'm telling you, man, what's next? I'm telling you, the next week, because he goes on with them every, Tuesday or Monday or whatever it is, the next week, I'm telling you, Steve, I would have questions written down by my children to ask Jerry. I would have and I would have my 4-year-old come up with the most and to ask Jerry. And I would just read them. And I would actually have my kids come on and read them. They would be the one to ask Jerry questions. I just pull people out to ask Jerry questions because Jerry wants a certain amount of questions. All right. This is a bucket list for me. Clark Hunt and his wife. The 95th annual Plaza lighting ceremony is scheduled for Thanksgiving night, November 28th. And the Chiefs chairman, CEO Clark Hunt, and his wife are going to flip the switch to let on all those thousands of lights at the plaza. Steve, you've known me for a while, and there are a lot of things you know about me. You know, one of my dream interviews is Chuck Norris. You know, my favorite movie of all time is Coming to America. I mean, there's a lot of things you know about me. You know, for me, when I go to the movie theaters, I've got to get 2 cheeses with the nachos just because when you open up, half of it sucks out, so you got to get a second one if you're going to get nachos and do it properly. But flipping the plaza lights, that's a bucket list for me. That's a dream. I want to be the first person ever, and I'm not sure if this is true, but I want to be the first person ever to ever host the pre show at the plaza lights and flip the switch. Because for about 3 years, I hosted the plaza lights. Now, not the Gary Lezak portion of the Plaza Lights, but the portion prior to Gary Lezak. I handed the mic off to Gary Lezak, and it was still thousands and thousands of people out there, and I had some fun.
You were like the 2 to 4 at the Plaza Lights celebration?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, no, I was to 6. Don't give me that. I was 4 to 6. Got to partake in the open bar at Brio. Got to eat the Thanksgiving. It's good times. I got an inside track. I know I have a relationship with some of the people who are kind of selecting the Plaza Lights, and I'm just throwing it out there. I know I'm not there yet. That's why I need y'all asses to right now go to Foolish Club Media and start liking and subscribing so I can get to a place where I'm at a platform to flip these Plaza Lights. I got to get there. I got to get there. That is my dream. And Clark, I know Clark can't do it better than I can. I'll never forget my greatest moment. You remember the guy who would put the W up for the Royals when they would win? Mr. K or whatever his name is.
Guy in the old-timey baseball uniform.
Yeah. Oh, God, man. He was up there one time at the Plaza Lights get-together. He was trashed. It really caught me off guard, man. He was around there, stumbling around there. He got a little excited with that open bar. I'm telling you, I've been there. I just telling you. Think about me. If I can pull this off in the next decade, Steve, it'll be a dream. It'll be a dream come true. Hi, Mom, and Courtney, and drunk Mr. K.